What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back into another video. I know I haven't done a video in quite a while, but obviously to me, I guess this is some significant news, probably the most significant news that the Giants have come across in a while, because quite frankly, I haven't really cared too much. Just because, obviously the state of the team right now and who's starting and who's not really doesn't matter at this point in this Giants season, as I don't think doesn't matter who's starting on the field. To me, honestly, it doesn't matter. We still are gonna look like crap. But that being said, there could be some good news coming out of this situation. Obviously, I don't have too many hopes for this signing, but to me, it's significant. And let's jump right into it. The New York Giants have signed linebacker Jaylon Smith to the practice squad. Now, you guys know Jaylon Smith. A lot of Giants fans obviously know who Jaylon Smith is. He's the guy I looked at, in this 2016 draft and, past drafts in the 2016 draft. I mean, he was regarded as a top 5 pick out of Notre Dame, tears his ACL and LCL, I believe, and winds up dropping all the way to the second round. He was regarded as like a Miles Jack type of pick. Of course, Jaylon Smith was better than Miles Jack, but like a Miles Jack type of pick where it's a linebacker going in the top, should be a top 5 pick, top 5 player in the draft, and they wind up slipping down to the second round. It's exactly what happened to both of those players. And Jaylon Smith winds up falling down to the second. A team that wants him is going to take a chance on him, and that was the Dallas Cowboys. They took a chance on Jaylon Smith. They needed to kind of rejuvenate the linebacking core a little bit. They got Jaylon Smith, and listen, if this is a pick that worked out for them, he was going to be a fantastic linebacker for them. And, for the most part, he was. And I just want to give you guys a little bit of a that doesn't look good. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of kind of background of his stats right now, of what it's looking like and what it has looked like for Jaylon Smith in the past. You guys can see, ever since he took 2016 off. Obviously, he has tore his ACL and LCL, so he wasn't able to perform. So he had to take 1 year off, and he started in his 2017 season, and he had a fairly good season. I mean, it wasn't. I guess you could say it was pretty decent. I mean, 81 combined tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 1 sack. I guess you could say it was really good linebacking. Nothing like obviously Micah Parsons is doing right now, or any other like really phenomenal linebacker. But if you look towards 2018, 2019, 2020, that he really peaked, and he was progressively having better and better years. He had 4 sacks in 2018, 121 total tackles, 142, and then 154 total tackles. And then his sack numbers fluctuate, as he's not really regarded as more like a blitzing linebacker. He's more regarded as like those fast pass coverage type of linebackers, which the Dallas Cowboys needed at the time. And he filled in a really good role for the Dallas Cowboys. Obviously, what led to him being released by the Dallas Cowboys, he signed that big contract ahead of Ezekiel Elliott, who wanted the contract. He got the contract instead of Ezekiel Elliott. So they put a lot of faith into Jaylon Smith. He wound up, nobody really thought, everybody knew Jaylon Smith was good, but everybody knew that Jaylon Smith's injury that he suffered in his collegiate season was kind of holding him back from being as great as he was at Notre Dame. But he was still putting up really, really good numbers. He had 2 interceptions in his career as well. He had a couple of fumble recoveries, couple of forced fumbles as well, was averaging 2 fumble recoveries a year through 2017 through 2019. He had even a touchdown off of, I guess this is a fumble recovery. So he had a couple of passive defense as well, 9 passive defense in 2019, and I believe the star means that he was put in the Pro Bowl as well. So he's had a pretty decent career up to this point. But you look at, going into 2021, where you draft a lot of linebackers, the Dallas Cowboys did. You get a guy like Micah Parsons, who's having a fantastic year right now, looking really, really good. And then you have a guy like Jabril Cox, who's coming on the up and up. He unfortunately tore his ACL this season, but you have these younger linebackers that are starting to step up for you. You really don't need Jaylon Smith, and you really are kind of, I guess, regretting that big contract that you gave Jaylon Smith, and you want to save that money and use it somewhere else. Unfortunately, they have to eat up some dead cap, but I think that's what the Dallas Cowboys really want to do, and I definitely predicted that when they drafted Micah Parsons and on top of when they drafted Jabril Cox, I said, oh man, Van Der Esch, Jaylon Smith, Sean Lee, they're not going to be lasting much longer. I think Sean Lee was already out the door. But Sean Lee and Leighton Van Der Esch, two really good linebackers that struggled with some injury, had some injury issues in the past. But you look at Jaylon Smith, going off subject a little bit. Jaylon Smith played every single game, and almost started every single game. You look at, he hasn't had a lot of injury history in the NFL, but unfortunately his injuries, going into, his injury going into the NFL were not, were very significant and held him back. So I guess they weren't getting the same play as as he had at Notre Dame. And so, when he goes to Green Bay, they promote him to the active roster, and, they've seen enough from him, and I guess he wasn't performing well. I saw some PFF stat that he performed like one of the worst linebackers in his time playing with Green Bay. Maybe that was the system he was in. Who knows? Blake Martinez himself hated the system he was in as the off-ball linebacker there in Green Bay, so I don't hold it past them that maybe Green Bay just wasn't the right destination for Jaylon Smith. So let's see what happens with the New York Giants. We've yet to see him promoted to the active roster. Obviously, he was just signed, so we don't even know if he's getting onto the active roster. But to me, this is a chance that I think the Giants should take. It's a low-risk, high-reward type of thing, similar to when the Dallas Cowboys even drafted him. Same thing with the Green Bay Packers. They took a chance. They wound up not liking him, and they let him go. This could be the same situation for the New York Giants. I'm not expecting too much out of it, but if it works out, hey, it may work out in a big way, and we may be able to keep him off on a cheap contract if that is very possible. So that being said, guys, the New York Giants have signed Jaylon Smith to the practice squad. Let's see how that goes. Let's see how he gets in that rotation with Tay Crowder, Reggie Ragland, Benardrick McKinney. Benardrick McKinney has been doing a really good job in the run game. Tay Crowder has been doing a really good job. Not really a master of anything, but really just a jack of all trades, master of none. Tay Crowder is. He's been decent in the run game and the pass game, just hasn't been elite in any of those phases. So maybe Jaylon Smith can get some playing time on passing downs, which I see, him and Tay Crowder sharing, or maybe they're going to be on there at the same time on passing downs, maybe like, second and 10, second and 16, you know what I'm saying? So we'll probably see Jaylon Smith in those type of situations if he's even promoted onto the active roster. But that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new. And I'll see you guys in the next video.